Hey everybody, DBS TCG Central here. Welcome to another deck profile video. Today we're doing one of my favorite yellow leaders, honestly, and one of my favorite characters. But it's SS Sun Gohan, Hope of the Resistance. So it's a future Gohan deck, and this leader is so good. I love him. He's so cool looking foiled, and what the deck does is really cool too. So I'll show you my version of this deck. All right, so on this side, Sun Gohan. When this card attacks, you draw a card, and then it's got an auto. And if you burst 3, when one of your yellow battle cards uh, with the blocker skill is KO'd, draw 2 cards, then add cards from your life to your hand till you have 6 left, and then flip this card over. So it's got an alternate awaken where if one of your mono yellow blockers, oh, it doesn't even have to be mono yellow. So just one of your yellow blockers gets KO'd. You can draw 2 cards, and then you can add cards from your life to your hand till you have 6 left, and then you can flip them over. Also, you can wait till you're at 4 life, and then you can draw a card and switch one card to active mode. But you always want to try to awaken early, and we have ways to do it. So when he awakens, he becomes SS Sun Gohan, Hope of the Resistance. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your yellow Trunks future cards, and it gets plus 5,000 power and critical for the turn. It also has another auto where you can choose one of your mono yellow Trunks future cards. When your opponent attacks, switch the chosen card to active mode, and it gets plus 6,000 power for the turn, and then you can negate the skill for the turn. So we run future Trunks in this deck. I'll show you exactly what kind of engine we run. It's the one that's meant for the deck, but it's a little streamlined, and I got some tech in here for all sorts of stuff. So we'll start out with this card here. It's like the bread and butter of the deck. You want to see it on your turn 2 so that you can get out the ball rolling, basically. This is SS Sun Gohan. Was it Desperate Last Stand? There it is. So it's a blocker. Its auto is if your leader card is a yellow Sun Gohan future, which it is, when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or activates its blocker skill, play up to 1 yellow Trunks future card with energy cost 1 from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. So there's a little bit of craziness with this card. So you put on your turn 2, you're going to play him. There's other ways to awaken too, but I'll show you them in a moment. But you want to get this guy in your hand. So turn 2, you can play him, and then you'll most likely tap out. Do what you have to do with your leader, and then you'll say that's a go. And then when they attack, you block with it. And as it says right here, when this card is KO'd, or where is it here? Sun Gohan. When this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill or activates a blocker skill, play one of your yellow Trunks future cards. So energy cost of 1. So we're going to grab this guy here. It's a little tech they have for this deck. And this is Trunks Warrior of Hope. So when this guy comes out, so you'll block an attack with this guy. You'll tap it. You'll go into your deck, and you'll get this guy. And what this guy does, and you'll play him. When one of your yellow Sun Gohan future cards is KO'd by an opponent's attack or removed from your battle area by one of their skills, play up to 1 yellow Trunks future card with energy cost 3 from your deck on top of this card, and then shuffle your deck. So the way this works is you play him turn 2, you block. Because you activated the blocker, you can go into your deck, and you can get this guy and play him. Then, if the battle card KOs this card because it's bigger than it, this will die. Put that in say that's your drop area. When that dies, this ability takes effect, where you get to play 1 yellow Trunks future card with energy cost 3 from your deck on top of this card. So that automatically gets this card here, SS Trunks, to change the future. So this is the cool combo here. So you'll block with this. It'll get this guy. it'll die. This will activate, and you'll be able to get this guy. And this gets played right on top of this card. Now, this card has barrier and it's blocker. And it also has an evolve where you, for 1 energy, where you could evolve it onto a Trunks future. So if you play this guy later on in the game and you have a 1-drop out, you could, it is a Trunk future, you could just pay 1 energy to play this on top of him if you have to. Or you could do this combo again, whatever you feel the need to do. But this card here, active main for 2 energy. First of all, it's a blocker barrier, so it's really good to have out. It's hard to get rid of. And when this card attacks on this side here, oh, also, when you activate blocker with this guy and he dies, your leader awakens. Boom. So you'll draw the cards for that, and then you'll have this ability here. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, then choose one of your Trunks future cards, and it gains plus 5,000 critical for the turn. So say you want to play this guy and you attack with him, you can. Or defensively, the other ability is when your opponent attacks, you can untap this. So on your turn, you can attack with it and give it critical. And then on your opponent's turn, when they attack, you can untap it and block with it. So it's really, really strong. And it's got barrier, so it's hard to remove. But its other ability on here is active main for 2 yellow energy. If your leader card is a yellow Son Gohan future and you have 4 or more mono yellow energy, choose up to 1 mono yellow Trunks future card with energy cost 8 in your hand and play it on top of this card. And then you cannot activate this card's activated for copies of this turn for the turn. Copies of this card for the turn. So they are talking about this 8-drop Trunks here. Trunk Might, Born of Hope. So this is a crazy, crazy boss monster, and it'll evolve for 2 if you pay the 2 energy onto this guy. So you're looking around like turn 3, maybe turn 4. Oh, turn 4 because you have to have 4 energy in your energy area. So you'll get this guy out, you'll be attacking with him, and then as stuff goes on, you can just defend, do stuff, and when you get to turn 4, you play this guy. So this guy here is a double strike barrier dual attack blocker, 30k. So it has an evolve for 4. You can play it onto a Trunks future. So you can play it on this Trunks. You can play it on this Trunks if you pay 4 energy, if you need to. And then it's got an active main once per turn. If this card is in rest mode, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and up to 1 of their energy in rest mode. And the chosen cards cannot be switched to active mode until your opponent's next turn. So you lock down their energy in a battle card. It is crazy, crazy strong. Also, like I said, with this ability here, you can attack with it, and it'll gain critical. So it'll be a double strike critical 30k barrier dual attack. Insane. 35 actually, because it gives it plus 5k. And then on your opponent's turn when they attack, you can untap it with this ability here. Super, super strong. It all complements the leader, and it's really great. So that, for the most part, is the future Trunks and future Gohan package, and now we have stuff to support it. So another way it's really good to get another untap out of your big boss monsters if you can. I run 3 of these. This is an older card. Zarbon, the Emperor's Attendant. So with this card here, when you combo with this card, you could choose up to 1 of your battle cards. You can switch it to active mode on your opponent's turn. So say you blocked with him, you untapped, you blocked again, so he's tapped again. They attack your leader, you can combo out of it, and then you can get another untap out of him and get another block out of him. So you get 3 huge blocks because he's a 30k, so they'll have to combo over it to try to kill it. So it is really strong. Or say you block with this guy, and then they try to out-combo you. You could use this in a combo with him, and he'll untap for your next block, and you'll be able to save him. So this is just a little tech I run that really helps with the defense in this deck. Really fun. Their face when you untap them the 3rd time is priceless. Also, another really, really good card to help us self-awaken also because it's a blocker is Son Goku Steadfast Assistance. This is a really, really good card. I believe it's a $30 card right now as the time of this video, but I'm not sure. So counterplay, the battle card that's being played, if it's actually, so the battle card that they play, this is a counterplay, it's played in rest mode instead. And then you could play this card, and then you could draw a card. So this is also a blocker when you play it, so it'll save you from another attack. If it's late, if you haven't awakened yet, it's really good to play this, and then you can awaken with your leader. But it's got a permanent here, and when activating this card's counter skill from your hand, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each yellow extra card in your battle area, energy area, or your drop area. So this becomes less if you have extra cards in your drop area, and most of the time you're paying 1 energy to play this. I'll show you some of the cards we use to make it less in a little bit. Also, I'm really into draw power too. Well, first I'll start with this. So Planet Vegeta. I run 2 of these for consistency, really. So sometimes if you don't see what you need in your hand, especially with the next cards I'm going to show you, you could use this to get pretty much any card in here that's 4 or less. This card here actually is a searcher. It's a field card, and when this card is played, you can search your deck for any Saiyan card with energy cost 4 or less in your deck and just add it to your hand. So if you don't have your Gohan, you could play this for 1 on your turn, on your first turn, because you have open energy, and you can go get him. Or say you have him in your hand and you want to go get maybe this guy because he's a Saiyan and he's 4 or less to awaken fast or whatever you need, or for some defense or counterplay. You could also get your Trunks if you need them, if you have a 1-drop already out on your turn 1. There's so many things you can grab, and I'll show you what else that you can grab with it right now. There's just so many options. You can grab most of your deck with this card, and it just helps with consistency. That's why I run it. Just at 2. It just acts as another one of those pretty much, just to make sure I get what I need for consistency. Also for consistency, I run a little draw package that I like. It's from an older deck. It's a Goku lineage package. And it's also a 1-drop blocker. So turn 1, you can play this with that energy you have open, and you can pass. And then if they attack, you can block with this, and it's a yellow blocker. So when it dies, you can awaken early. So that is a huge thing that I use this card for. But also I use it for the swap. So if you don't know what swap is, this has swap 2. And what it does is it swaps another Goku lineage card with energy cost of 2 for free if you have one. And I'll show you which one I run. But it's also a 1-drop blocker, which is really strong in this deck because it helps you self-awaken even earlier than getting that Gohan out. So I swap into this guy for draw power. So he just recently got unbanned from the ban list, which is crazy. I've never heard of that even happening. But this is one of the first cards to get unbanned, and it's really, really, really good. So, like I said, I play this guy maybe turn 1 or later on in game, and this guy, he has swaps, so I play him. If I use him to block and awaken, he'll be gone, but I'll get more in my hand because I have 4 usually, so I'll play another one. And when I play him, I get swapped. So I'll play him for 1 energy, and then I'll swap him back to my hand, and then I'll play this guy. That's how swap works. So you really don't lose hand advantage. But when this guy comes into play, when this card attacks, you can look up to the top 3 cards of your deck and choose up to 1 card from among them and add them to your hand. And then you put the rest at the bottom of your deck. So it is a way to get any card you want your hand. It's basically draw power and a little bit of aggression. They don't really want to waste anything to get rid of him because he's just a 10K. But he's so pesky, and he makes you get so many cards in your hand. It's insane. It's really, really good in this deck. You just want to get as many cards as you can just to help out. I run some yellow good stuff. I'll show you exactly what it is. I run 2 unisons. In case I need to board wipe, I run this unison right here. It's a SS Trunks Altering the Future. So it's got dual attack. For 3, you play him. Usually on turn 3, you don't really have much to do. So you can play him and you're generally safe because you have a bunch of free negates. I'll show you in a little bit. But he's got dual attack, and he's got a +0, which is on his active main. You can choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. If that card's energy cost is 4 or less, negate its skills for the turn and KO it. So that's really good if you need to get rid of something 4 or less. And then it's got a -3. This is usually what I use it for. It's you draw 1 card, and then you can choose all your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and you can KO them. So we do rest cards in this deck, and I'll show you exactly how we do it in a little bit. But that's just a really, it's a more of a tech option. You can run other unisons, like the Vegeta is really good too, but I run him for the board wipe, and he's really strong. And he's a dual attack 20k, so he's a threat also. Yellow good stuff. Turles, all too easy. Double strike. When this card is played, you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. And then you could choose another option. You could either draw a card or you could choose another one of their battle cards in rest mode and you can KO it. So you could either KO 2 cards in rest mode or you could KO 1 and draw a card. And then when he gets played, he's a double strike 20k. Really strong. Yeah, he's just a staple in yellow right now. I run 3 Mecha Frieza Robotic Riposte. If you don't know what he does, he's like a yellow topo. And if you have extra cards in your drop area, he's 1 less for each one in there. So it becomes a 1 drop if you have 2 or more in your drop area. And what he does is he negates the attack. And then every time your opponent attacks with a battle card, they have to, or any kind of card, anytime they attack, they have to tap another one of their cards. So if they attack with their leader, they have to tap an energy or a battle card. If they attack with a battle card, they have to tap even more. So it's really a good floodgate and ways to tap stuff in their deck. Another floodgate is Flying Nimbus. Really good. You play it, it negates the attack, and then you discard a card, and they can only attack 1 more time with battle cards for the turn. So it just acts as another floodgate, really strong. And it's an extra card, which will help these become less later game when they're in the drop area. So this will become like a 1 drop. More extra cards. Frieza Army Reinforcements. We have a decent amount of energy. Life, so it's good to use it for free. You can use this. You could take a life and negate the attack for free if you're at 5 or less, and then it creates a blocker token, a Frieza Army blocker token, and then when it'll block your second attack. So you'll negate an attack with this, and you can do it for free if you have 5 or less life. If you take a life, and then it'll make a token, and then you block with the token. So it's really good. It stops 2 attacks. Plus, you have all these blockers, so you're really, really defensive. But also with the Trunks and like a few of the other cards, like the Turles, it's really, really aggressive. Also, super combos. I run. I was thinking about doing a 2-2 split with the Krillins, but these are really strong, so I run these. When you combo with this card, it's a super combo. You could tap a battle card or a leader card. Really strong. You could stop your opponent's leader attack to stop them from drawing a card or getting their effects. And it taps a card, and it's just super strong. Just the tapping and being able to defend yourself. Like if they're attacking and you want to block with your Trunks and you don't want it to die and they try to out combo it, you can just do this, boom, and then tap something else. It's just really, really good in this deck. I'll put it right here. Now a bunch of 1-ups for the rest. So it's yellow. So we're doing a lot of tapping, like I said. So we run 1 Poutine. You see it pretty decently. You draw a decent amount of cards. When this, if your leader card is yellow, when an opponent's card is switched to rest mode by any of these abilities that I showed you, you can play this card for free. And it's got barrier, so it's hard to get rid of. And then once per turn, when your opponent plays a battle card, using a skill or it activates a counter skill, you could choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So just a little extra tapping, and it pretty much enfeebles your opponent for a little bit, so you get more benefits out of what your other cards can do. When they try to play something to be aggressive and then it just gets tapped down right away, it feels really good, and it feels really bad for them. So that's a good card. But I only run a 1-of. Also, another one of I want an Overwhelm. This is like a small little board wipe if you're dealing with a lot of pesky little things. You do get a decent amount of cards in your drop area from the blockers dying and the extra cards. But you play this for free if you have 6 or more cards in your drop area, and you warp your cards in your drop area, and then you can warp any of their battle cards that equal up to 6 energy on their battlefield. So you can get rid of a 6 drop, you can get rid of 6 1-drops, you can get rid of 2 3-drops, or 3 2-drops, whatever it equals. As long as it equals 6, you can get rid of it. So it's a really strong card for board wiping a little bit. The little weenies. This guy, if you don't know what he does, if you have an untapped energy, you could just pretty much combo. It's active battle. You could play this card and you draw a card for free and you tap one of their battle cards for free, or any card for free, actually. Is it? Yeah. So battle card. So that's really strong. It's almost, they limited it to one because the ban list, it was too strong at 4 in a lot of yellow decks. So they had to limit it to one. It was so strong. Same with this card was limited, so you can only run one. But Bergamo Ferocious Roar. If you tap something, which you do with this deck a lot, once it's tapped, you can pay 2 energy, play this card, and you can tap any 2 cards on their battlefield. So you could tap 2 energy. If they're trying to be defensive, it just ruins it, and then you can go for game with your big monster guy. Or if you need to tap some battle cards, whatever you need to do, it's just really, really strong, and it surprises them a lot of the time. Also, I run this guy. It's a game ender. If you don't know what he does, he's an overwhelm 6. So once you have 6 cards in your drop area, you can warp him and you can play it for free. And then he's got dual attack and he's a 25k attacker. Just when you need that like extra push, he is clutch. He comes in mint all the time. Secret rare for the deck. Kai, because sometimes you just need a little more defense and you can drop this thing for 1 energy and their leader and their unison card can attack. And then when it comes to your turn, you can pay another 1 energy and you can board wipe them if you like. Or you could swing with this thing first and then board wipe, whatever you want to do. But it's just really, really strong. And just a little extra defense doesn't hurt in this deck. So yeah, that is my future Gohan build. I love it. It's a little spicy. You got these guys from like older sets in it, but it definitely helps with the draw power. And it's super consistent, which I think this deck had a problem with. So running the Planet Vegetas to get what you need when you need it, and some of the other stuff is just huge. I think it's just really strong right now. These guys are huge too, just to help you awaken and everything like that. But they're also great because they draw you the card. But thanks, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video. If you guys want, leave some comments, and I'll try to figure out a really strong leader, or if you guys have any requests, I'll see what I can come up with. But I do a lot of research on these decks to make sure they're super competitive when I make them. So I'm DBS TCG Central. Thanks for coming to another video. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm probably going to start a TikTok, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. People are trying to get me to. But I appreciate everything, and thanks for the support, everybody. Have a good one.